Oh. Boob got caught on the mic. Okay, this is looking good. Pull this mic in a little bit. All right, well, it's kind of a lazy day here, guys, not gonna lie. Slept until noon, casually slept into noon, just hanging out. So, we're just gonna have a chill vid today. So I'm just gonna pull out the notes. It's a video that a lot of you guys have requested. You kind of just wanted to know my coming out, like how I knew I was trans. So we're gonna go over that today. If I could find the note. There it is. Yes. Yeah. I think we're looking good. We're looking chill. Okay. All right. Mic's there. Yeah, it's working. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're just gonna take a little sippy of water, and just saying. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to join that Discord server. Not gonna lie, it's getting a little funky on there, you know what I'm saying? We got some cool people there. We got some interesting peeps, so make sure to join the Discord server if you haven't already. The link will be in the description. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start the video here. All right, Sam Downey video is activated. Go. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sam Downey here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you guys haven't already, at SamDowney44. Also, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right here, youtube.com/SamDowney. I'm posting videos about like non-binary stuff, trans stuff, random stuff, HRT, hormones, yeah, all that kind of stuff. LGBT, woke stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, make sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, do all that kind of stuff. Also, I'm now on TikTok as well, so make sure to follow me on TikTok at SamDowney44. I'm posting like funny, trans women TikToks, non-binary TikToks, so if you're interested in that, feel free to follow me on TikTok. Actually, I've been getting some good traction lately too, so pretty sick, I'm kind of digging TikTok. I had a friend that recommended I started making reels, and I was like, all right, why not? We'll try it out. But yeah, make sure to follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. So today's video is gonna be fun. Basically, I'm gonna be going over how I knew I was trans from like a young age up to the time that I actually came out. So we're gonna go through all those steps of like me figuring out myself, and hopefully it can help you guys out. Hopefully you maybe can relate to some of this stuff. Obviously, you're not gonna relate with every single little thing, as I say in most of my videos. So, don't think that, oh, well, I didn't do that when I was 16, so maybe I'm not trans. Like, no, nah, like, guys, I'm not the trans master, like, you don't have to have the same journey as me to be trans. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So I would say around the age of 4 is when I started to, when I went to bed, I would dream of waking up as a girl every night. I just wanted to be a girl, basically. I would say that's, yeah, started around the age of 4. I would see girls in like little, like, dresses and stuff, and I always wanted to kind of wear that kind of stuff, but I was always stuck kind of wearing the more masculine stuff. I also like hated wearing ties or anything like that. But yeah, I would say around the age of 4 is when I really started having feelings of like being in the wrong body, right? So, yeah, around the age of 4, that's when, the transness started to grow, you know what I'm saying? I would say around the age of like 7 or 8, that's when I started like dressing up privately, when like no one was home, or, like my mom was like doing something, or like my dad was doing something and was busy around the house or something like that. So I started dressing up privately in my room, yeah, around like 7 or 8 years old. Obviously, it was pretty much like casual stuff. I was never like caught or anything like that. I also remember I would, my parents would take me to like Build-A-Bear, and I'd always want to dress up the bears in like girls' clothes instead of guys' clothes. It's actually something I just remembered like maybe a couple of minutes ago, and I was like, yo, yeah, actually that kind of goes into the same thing with, dressing up around like, yeah, 7 or 8, that was obviously kind of like, yeah, the transness was growing, So I started ordering clothes online around the age of 15 and 16. So that's when I started actually like buying clothes and ordering it, because I used to work at a Canada's Wonderland starting at the age of 15, so I had money, so I started ordering clothes online, yeah, just to kind of figure out my gender identity. Keep in mind, at this point, I didn't know what non-binary or gender fluid or any of those terms meant. I only knew that I wanted to be a girl, basically. I wanted to like dress up as a girl. Like, I even remember I probably used like terms like cross-dressing and that kind of stuff when I was around like 15 years old, because I didn't know about the trans community really. Also, I would say, yeah, 15 I started ordering clothes online, and then around the age of 16 is when I learned about the trans community from a high school teacher. Basically, they were going over Laura Jane Grace, who is the lead singer of Against Me. It's like a punk rock band. She just came out as transgender around that time, and basically my teacher was explaining like, oh, in the future, like, you know, your generation's gonna be more accepting of trans people, like my generation was more accepting of gay and lesbian people, basically. So, you know, that was pretty interesting. That was probably when I was about 16 years old, and from that I learned about the trans community, and I started researching HRT. So this is when I first realized, you know, I started looking at the trans community, and you know, I saw links about HRT, or hormone replacement therapy, and I started looking at that, and I looked at all those, you know, trans timelines and those like videos on YouTube and everything, and that's when I started like kind of like realizing like, whoa, that's actually pretty cool, and people do this. This isn't just like a weird thing that it's just me. Like there's other people like me out there, basically, right? Yeah, so, you know, I was still in the closet and everything. I would research that kind of stuff. Like I would say like maybe 5 to 6 days a week. It was always like a thing at night. I would just be like looking up. I'd be looking at like videos and everything like that. And then around the age of 19, when I was in college, I met my first trans person. Someone actually in my college program came out as trans, and you know, she was like the first kind of trans person that I really interacted with that wasn't like, you know, on the computer or like seeing a trans person in a TV show or something like that. Like this was the first like actual trans person that I talked to in real life, basically. So yeah, that was around the age of 19, and I learned a lot from her, and also she kind of just learning from her, I kind of learned more about the non-binary community and like the gender fluid community and just the gender queer community in general. Started learning about those kind of terms, and I started really like, you know, learning more about myself, because you know, when I was younger, I obviously 100% wanted to be a girl, but as I got older and older, I started like thinking like, oh, maybe I don't want to be 100% a girl. Like I don't know, like I kind of like, you know, having facial hair sometimes I like having body hair, and it's like, you know, so I started getting confused with my gender identity. So when I learned about the non-binary community and that kind of stuff, that's when I started feeling like, oh, maybe I'm more like non-binary. And that was probably around, yeah, like I would say late teens, early 20s kind of area. So yeah, and then I was in the closet still for another like 5 years basically, and I started learning a lot more about the non-binary community, the gender fluid community, that kind of stuff. I met a lot more non-binary people as well, and I started learning about like they them pronouns, because like I don't know, like I kind of knew about they them pronouns, but I never met someone that really used they them pronouns until I was probably about like, I would say 21, 22, where I met a couple people in college. They weren't in my program, but I just knew about people that use they them pronouns, and I think there was one person in my program that used they them pronouns. So yeah, and you know, I would say yeah, and then COVID hit when I was about 23 years old, 22, 23 years old, and you know, I ended up getting laid off from my job, so I wasn't working at the time, and that's when I really started experimenting with my gender identity. I started like dressing up at home and everything like that, wearing makeup, you know, trying out new things and that kind of stuff. Obviously my ex was supportive of it, but in the end, like we ended up breaking up, but no hard feelings or anything, like, you know, people drift away from each other. But yeah, so basically I started like, yeah, dressing up and really figuring out my gender identity. And, you know, I think, and then I don't know, just like one day, like I put on like, I basically had just like this cheap dress from like, you know, it's probably like a $20 dress online or whatever. And I put it on, and like, I literally just like looked at myself in the mirror and like started like almost like crying. Like I was like, okay, this is it. Like, it was just like, and I don't know, just something clicked that day, and I was just like, okay, like I can't do this anymore. I can't be in the closet anymore. I can't just like have this secret life. Like, this is actually my full life, and I need to come out. And just like after that day, it was like to the point where like literally I couldn't handle not coming out. So like obviously a week later, after that, I came out to my ex at the time, and then maybe like a couple of weeks later, I came out to like my family and everything like that, and then maybe a couple weeks later after that, came out on social media. Like, I just had to be like fully out. Obviously, that's not the same situation for everyone. A lot of people only come out to loved ones and like, you know, close people. But for me, like, I just needed to be out fully. Like, I was just like, it was like almost like eating at me, basically. So yeah, I'd say around the, I think it was age 24, I came out as non-binary trans, and, you know, I was 100% down to pursue HRT and everything like that. And that was something I was set on. And I felt like a lot of people didn't really understand that, you know, I wanted to get on HRT because they, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that you've been was researching it for like 8-9 years, but you know, that was one of my main goals, was getting on HRT once I came out. And I think a lot of people probably relate to that. Like once you come out, it's just like literally you're just like itching for that appointment day, you know, like you're just like, you just need it. Like you almost just like need it. Once you come out, it's like, it's hard. Like it's hard, like until you get that HRT appointment if you are looking to get HRT. But yeah, so I would say probably, you know, starting at the age of 4, coming out at 24, like that's about 20 years of really thinking about being trans and like finding out stuff about my gender identity and that kind of stuff. So obviously it's a different timeline for everyone. You know, a lot of people do come out as kids, and then a lot of people come out in later in life. But like for me, you know, I feel like, you know, at the age of 24, it was a good time for me to come out. You know, I really fully found myself, and I was able to go through a lot of, you know, learning curves and everything up to the age of 24 until I finally came out. So I have no regrets really for coming out at 24 and not coming out at like 18 or some of that, right? Obviously, you know, starting HRT at 18 would have been awesome, but you know, in the end, yeah, no regrets coming out at 24, and it was probably the best decision I ever made. Like literally to this day, still the best decision I ever made. And you know, another thing to consider as well, just with HRT, is it's not going to solve everything. You know, even when I first started HRT, I kind of thought it would like, oh, it's going to fix my anxiety, it's going to fix my depression, it's going to fix everything. It doesn't fix everything like that. You still need to learn how to live with those kind of things, obviously. But in the end, you know, transitioning everything has helped my mental health so much really. Like, you know, I'd say my mental well-being is way better than it ever was. You know, even just like, you know, basically like, you know, starting to live like a healthier lifestyle and everything like that, just because I wanted to actually take care of myself now, because I actually liked myself now and like liked my body, and you know, I actually have a purpose in life now, which is pretty interesting. But you know, yeah, as I said before, no regrets really. But yeah, if you related to anything in this video, feel free to comment down below what you related, or you know, if you have like a your trans coming out story, feel free to comment it down below. Sorry, nose is kind of scratchy, nose is kind of itchy. But yeah, feel free to comment anything down below. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Really do appreciate that, and share it with all your friends and everything like that. But yeah, thanks so much guys for you know, supporting the channel. I really do appreciate every single one of my subscribers. Feel free to follow me on Twitch. I am streaming Jackbox TV on Twitch with subscribers, playing with them all the time. So you know, make sure to follow me on Twitch. Also, feel free to join my Discord server, link will be in the description for that. And also, if you do want to support me more, like money-wise, basically, feel free to either join my channel here, or you can join me on Patreon as well. All that money will be going towards my transition, because I am paying out of pocket now for my hormones, or to get better camera equipment for my YouTube channel. But obviously, no pressure at all. I am looking to create free content for everyone. But if you do have a couple of extra bucks that you're willing to give me every month, like I really do appreciate that, especially because yeah, hormones are kind of pricey, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, besides that, make sure to follow me on Instagram if you guys haven't already, at SamDowney44. Also, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right here, youtube.com/SamDowney. That's youtube.com/SamDowney. You know, make sure to hit that notification, hit it up, notifications, you know what I'm saying? Do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, really besides that, catch you guys next time. Peace.